tubes. There we go. Let's see. Okay. Get this. This here. $10.82. We'll go over what I picked up at the hobby shop in a few minutes. But first, let's take a look at the optical housing we just made. The glue I used was some Gorilla wood glue. Just regular hardware store stuff, nothing special. You can use any wood or paper bonding glue will work, you know. Elmer's white glue, Tight Bond, many others. The stuff just needs to stick paper together because cardboard is made out of paper. These two corners had a slight design change. I cut away 1 thickness or 50 thousandths from both pieces, going back 7/8 of an inch. You know, and then I made a 1 thickness. Let's see, can you see? Yeah, you know, a 1 thickness piece of corner strap, and I could fit it in the cutaway that was there. And so once these were glued into the corner, strength increased dramatically. It made the corner joints disappear. Let's see if we can give you a closer look. May look a little sloppy, but that's it. It's hard getting these cameras right. Someday I'll get enough skill to do this like a pro. Well, that can't be anything but good, right? Now, around the other side here are the pivot points, which I roughly rounded with a sharp chisel. Where's my chisel? Let's see. Yeah, with a chisel. You know, set it on its side, and I, you know, sliced it down like that. You know, until it was roughly round. Doesn't have to be perfect, you know. Then what I did was I took some CA glue, some, what do they call it, cyanoacrylate, some of this Reed's Hobby ultra thin glue. And I soaked these. I soaked them in that kind of solidifying all the paper layers together. Made it nice and sturdy, like a, you know, like plastic almost, you know. Although we need to get rolling on the bottom case. There's a few details like these pivot points that we need to address now. I figure I'm going to use number 6 hardware for the pivots. And because cardboard, regardless of it's been soaked in CA glue or not, will still wear too much, I'll need a more durable pivot point for the number 6 hardware to ride in. I had an idea for a pivot point sleeve, and I first thought I might make it out of brass tubing, but I decided to make it out of plastic tubing instead. It needs to be strong, well, pretty strong, but it also needs to be gluable. And brass tubing is not known for its gluability. So, I picked up some polystyrene plastic tubing. Let me get this out of the way. And what I got is this tubing. It's 3/16 of an inch. Just the right size for number 6 hardware. It's from Evergreen Scale Models out of Des Plaines, Illinois. I also picked up some aluminum sheet. Right here. Let's see. There it is. It's 16 thousandths thick, and it's for the arm stops, so I'll be needing later in this project. This one is from K&S Precision Metals out of my hometown, Chicago. It's located at about 59th and Harlem. I believe my cousin Paulie works there. It's just down the street from his house. It used to be just down the street from my house, too. A half century ago. Well, at least Evergreen and K&S are still there and continue to be the mainstay for hobbyists and fine craft builders worldwide. I don't get paid by these guys. It's just, I said that I got some consumables too. And you may have thought, with me living in sunny Southern California, that consumables took on a bit of a 420 meaning. Well, it don't. I picked up a pack of X-Acto knife blades. Right here. And an X-Acto saw blade. And that CA glue. I needed a few tools. Actually, you know, the blades in saw are Excel brand. They didn't carry X-Acto. But they are the same X-Acto fit and function as the real McCoy. Take this X-Acto saw here. I got this as a hand-me-down from my brother. Once again, about 50 years ago. And the saw was dull then. I never changed it, yet it still kept chugging along all those years. Now it's finally got to that point, with it being as sharp as a peeled banana. Yeah, it's time for a new blade. And these blades break right at the tip where you need them most. That's what you use these pointy little bastards for in the first place. And they constantly need replacement. That is, if you want good clean cuts. I've gone through thousands of these over the years, just like guitar picks.
We're rolling on the sound.
What we got, what I made is a little test piece. Put that tubing in. Works great.
Here we go, we're going to install that in the box.
Here we go. We got them now, see? We're all set. Got it there. There's that one. There we go. Let's take a minute and talk about the units of measure here at the studio. I'm in the U.S., and here we use the United States customary system of measurements. While these are very similar to imperial units, they're not exactly the same. But for our purposes, it doesn't matter. What does seem to matter to some of you is the difference between USC and metric. 25.4. There. Or use the reciprocal. 0.03937. You can use either multiplication or division depending on how you're coming at things. Simple, eh? If I can do it, you can do it. Now, I know for those of you born into the metric world, USC's inches, feet, and yards seems archaic. But it's all very simple. Oh yeah, there's 914.4 millimeters in a yard. And there's 304.8 millimeters in a foot. And this is all because of there being 25.4 millimeters in an inch. See? All you need to know is 25.4. All you need to know is 25.4. Or just Google it. So, units of measure here at Busted Junk Studio are in USC, unless otherwise specified, because that's the way the wool pulls off the spindle in these parts. This here is a cut list. 30 parts. Now, I was looking this over a bit, and basically you have two 1-inch wides, 2.85 wides. They're all within 11 inches. So if I make 11-inch pieces, make half of them 0.85 and the other half 1. There. These are big square pieces. Got to make 6 of those. We'll worry about those second. Gotta make sure that it's good and sharp. Yeah. So here we go. You need to have your tongue out at the right angle. Whoa.